So a lot of great wisdom has come from a collection of enlightened entities that, of course, we know as Devo, who said, freedom of choice is what we've got. Freedom from choice is what we want. And there's a lot of truth in that. I know I used to love to go to this restaurant called Killer Shrimp because they had one item on the menu and I never had to decide. Sadly, they're gone. Anyhow, taking full responsibility for your own well-being. Even though I have this fear of choices, I choose to love and accept myself. Even though I have this fear of choices, I choose to love and honor myself. Even though I have this fear of choices, because I'm afraid I'll make the wrong choice. Maybe I'm afraid I'll be disappointed. And life seems so much easier when my choices are limited. And even though I'm afraid of choices, I choose to deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself and anyone else who has contributed to this fear. All this fear of choices. All this fear of choices. All this fear that I'll make the wrong choice. All this fear that I'll be disappointed. All this fear that I'll be stupid. All this memory of poor choices I've made in the past. I mean, let's face it. I have made some really bad choices in my life. I have made some painful choices. I have suffered a lot because of choices that I've made. And part of me looks back at those times and says, if only I didn't have that choice. If only my choices had been more limited, I might not have made that bad choice. So at some unconscious level, I may be limiting my choices now. If I limit my financial abundance, I get to limit my choices. If I limit my physical health, I get to limit my choices. And part of me thinks that's a good plan. Except the limited choices I have are not usually the best choices. It's like I'm taking the whole spectrum of choices, and for fear of making the wrong choice, I limit myself to a small part of that spectrum. But it's not the best part of the spectrum. I want more choices. I deserve more choices. And there are a lot more choices available. And yeah, I might make the wrong choice, if such a thing is even possible, because I learn from every choice I make. Or at least I choose to learn from every choice I make, so that I keep making better choices. I choose to make better choices. I deserve to make better choices. And I'm learning from every choice I make. Which means that the more choices I have, the greater my opportunity to learn, the greater my opportunity to grow. By all means, let's have more choices. I choose to have much more choice. And I'm getting better at making good choices. I'm getting better at speaking too. So many words to choose from. And I can handle the consequences of the choices I make. And there's a lot of evidence for that. Because the fact that I'm still here means that I've handled the choices I've made. I have survived the choices I've made. So it's safe for me to have choices. I'm clearing this fear of choices. Clearing this fear at a cellular level. Clearing it all the way back through my past. Back through all those horrible choices I made. Clearing it out so much that maybe I can look at some of those choices and be grateful for the lessons I learned. And I'm looking forward to learning more. I'm looking forward to getting better and better at making choices. And the more choices I have, the greater the opportunity to grow. And the greater the opportunity to enjoy my life. So I'm making positive, healthy choices that increase my health and well-being, that increase my abundance, and therefore increase the number of choices I have. And I really love that about myself. I'm giving myself the freedom of choice. And it really is my choice to give myself that. And I am setting myself free. In body, mind, and spirit. And take a deep breath. Have a drink of water. And thank you for choosing to tap with me.